Hi, everyone. I wanted to take some time to talk about a topic that we don't really talk about so much because it's very sensitive and it's very taboo. And it's also, for a lot of people, I think it's a topic that is difficult to talk about. Okay. But I want to talk about suicide and suicide prevention. And how we do that is that we need to talk. Okay. We need to talk about this topic that is very sensitive. I think there's so many things going on in the world. The world is very stressful as it is, but there's a lot of new chaos that is happening. And aside from the chaos from the world, there's also chaos happening in our personal lives all the time, okay? Because that's what life is. Life is not steady, and happy all the time. There's ups and downs that come through. And sometimes it's really hard to navigate the ups and downs when our support system maybe is lacking, when we are don't have tools to help us cope, or the tools that we have are not necessarily healthy, like drugs, alcohol, or things that actually hurt us instead of supporting us. So I want us to have this conversation and just put it out there that it is okay for us to struggle. Okay. Life sometimes it is hard. And sometimes people are going to need added support in talking about it or in just opening up space because we can't be afraid to talk about this. Okay. I think as society, we have matured enough where we are able to have these conversations openly so that people feel free to be able to share feelings, thoughts that they've had about this so that then they probably won't act on it, or maybe they won't act on it because they actually share their fears. They actually were heard, they were validated. So I guess what I'm trying to say, or I'm trying to kind of come across, is to be open to the conversations about this with people. Be supportive to the people that have endured suicide in their families, and provide a listening ear. Okay, because that is how we move to compassion. That's how we move to validating these families that a lot of time they hold a lot of shame, because of how the person died, which is not shame for them to carry or for anyone. Okay. It is a very sad situation what happens, right? When there is suicide. There's a lot of questions that people have. There's a lot of unanswered and things and questions, a lot of things that didn't get to have closure. And the only way to kind of move through that, or to be able to, I don't want to say move through it. I can't think of the word right now, but to be able to cope, with what's going on is to talk about it. Otherwise, if there's silence and the people that have endured the loss don't have a chance to express their feelings or be validated, they take that trauma with them as well. Okay. And that sense of shame that doesn't belong to them. There should be no shame. Things happen. Okay. And there are services out there too. That's the other thing I wanted to share. So 988 is a resource. You 24/7. You can text, you can call. If you are ever feeling lonely, if you are ever feeling so helpless that you maybe reach out to friends and they weren't available, call that number. Okay. Call that number. Sometimes after venting with somebody or being able to share what we're thinking, we are able to release it and then we're able to move forward. Okay. Into another day. So if you are in need of support, please seek the support. Okay. I said the national number is 988, and there's always somebody there to listen. They will they usually do a little mini assessment at the beginning, and then they'll move on to the conversation and link you with a person that can listen to you. Okay. But please reach out for support if you need it, to friends, family, local agencies, and like I said, the hotlines. 988. Okay, it's the suicide prevention hotline. So reach out. And if this has happened to you and in your families you have experienced suicide, my heart goes out to you. Okay, and I send you love, and know that your feelings are valid, just like any other loss. And you are entitled to have somebody listen, somebody validate without shame or guilt over it. I love you so much. A big hug to everyone.